thing we were asking them to do. That was I think the best part. Now, I really hope we have a very, very fruitful association with each one of them and XLR in future. We are really looking forward to have many more drives like this.
Hi everyone, my name is Prachi Sharma and I'm the Senior Project Manager for IT Department at 90th Percentile. So today we were here for this IT Bootcamp, right, this technical drive and at XLR. So it was a great experience and I would feel that the students, they are the freshers, right, but it doesn't seem like that. So if I talk about their technical and cognitive ability, they all seems pretty good in that and that's what I felt. And I guess they have been taught pretty well at XLR, so that's how they have performed good in their aptitude and the technical tests. So I wish them all the best and it was a very great experience over here.
Hi, this is Patan, Technology Consulting Manager from 98th Percentile. We visited XLR for the campus placement drive and it went very well today. Miss Ambika, Miss Pragati, everyone received us greatly here and we had a lot of enjoyable time here. The students even had great experience with us. They were interactive, they had good aptitude and all the technological skills they showed. I think they were all well and we really appreciate their time that they spared to us and I think we will be doing a great job. We are expecting a lot of people to be hired from them. Let's see. It was a great experience altogether.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
From entering into the cyber tower to exiting out of this tower, the XLR team has been received me with such a care and pleasure.
I am the part of this XLR since 4 months. From the third month itself, they have conducted the placement sessions from the third month itself, and this is the fourth month, and this is the 90th percentile is one of the placement drive I have attended so far, and attending to this drive is such a good experience for me. All the HRs and the team made us feel very comfortable and confident.
XLR helped me a lot and I experienced a lot of things today. So I'm really hope to be placed in that company. I'm confident about that. Thank you.
was my first association with XLR. I had got a call from Miss Shubha, and we fixed a drive here. Today when we came here, I was not expecting much, but the hospitality was too good. Staff is quite cooperative, and it's like a happy-go-lucky kind of a environment here when it comes to XLR people. When it comes to candidates, yeah, we have got few candidates, and they are all agreeing to all our terms and conditions, and I hope they join the organization and work for us, and I'm expecting long-term association with XLR people, with more recruitments or more collaborations with them.
XLR has been a good partner for us because we found some of the candidates were excellent, and we wanted people with good business experience, not only just the Java or whatever full stack development or whatever they were being trained on. They were also people with a good background knowledge, and whom we have really shortlisted, and we assume that they are going to make a good career in BusyBrains.
XLR arranged our placements for the BusyBrains company. I felt good. I hope that it will be positive for us and change our lives in IT sector. So thank you, XLR.
Hi, my name is Revant. I joined XLR's course of data analytics. While the course was going through, the faculty were very good. They were guiding us really well, and they were providing in-depth insights of the industry. We were taught the latest things. We were taught what the industry needs, and after that, post completion of my course, we were going through a live project where we were facing real-time scenarios, and we were encountering all those scenarios which we would be encountering in a job. We completed the project, and we got through a certification which stated that we got a data analytics certification from XLR, and after that we were placed in mock interviews, and they also gave us how the interviews are and how tough they are. The interviews were really good, and post completion of the mock interview they started placement drives. Today is my first placement drive in a company called BusyBrain. I really want to thank XLR for providing me this opportunity, and I'm really hoping to see much more opportunities in the future. Thank you, XLR.
When I came into XLR, the learning experience was very good. Today there was the interview session from BusyBrain's company. The interview session went extremely well. I got to learn many new things. Thank you, XLR.
So I'm here to do a campus drive. I'm coming from a company called Dotline. I deal with HR and operations, and unexpectedly I got a call from Ashwin sir. So he was saying about XLR solutions and the way he approached us, saying that the candidates will be trained as per our requirements. So digital marketing was the immediate requirement. We have gone through the interview process. It was quite excited to see good number of talent pools in XLR. We could shortlist couple of them, and we have given some placements as well, even both for the full-time as well as internship. So overall, our experience with XLR is nice, and we look forward for a long-term relationship with XLR and the excited team. Thank you.
My name is Rupesh, and I work with Dotline as a performance marketeer, and I've got about like 15 plus years of experience. So today I happen to come here for the placement drive. Rightfully matched few profiles based on the requirement that we had. I'm so happy that XLR did a great job in terms of getting the pool of talents out and training them, and lucky that we are here so that we got the right match and we were able to get it. And thank you so much, XLR. Thank you.
So hello guys, myself Mohammad Tarheeb. I am a graduate from aviation background, and then I thought of doing my course in digital marketing. So then XLR was the best opportunity for me. I took out digital marketing from them, and then I enhanced my skills in digital marketing.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope all are doing great. So we'll start the session. Today we have our trainer Prashant Sahu. Yes, sir, you can take up the class.
Hey everyone. Good afternoon. Hope all of you are doing great. Hope all of you are doing great. Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Vivekananda. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all of you are doing great. How is everyone doing? Hope all of you had a good day till now. Yes, good afternoon. Hey, awesome. So welcome back once again, everyone, for a generative AI and prompt engineering day 4. So today, as you all know, we will be majorly focusing about different types of prompts which we can write. What are all the different processes which are being involved, and how we can be able to proceed further. Okay, so those are some topics which we are going to cover today gradually. So yesterday, if you all remember, we understood like what are the different types of data which we can see from a prompt like Copilot. We used our LLM like a Copilot. So using Copilot, right, we were able to go ahead and then try to understand like how we can see the output of the program. Like we understood how the sentiment of the review we can provide, like see whether if it is a positive or whether if it is a neutral or whether if it is a negative. Then we have seen how we can create the data in the tabular format, right? So we discussed about like how we can use the data in the tabular format where it can create a table and it will let us know. Then we have seen how we can translate our local language into English or Russian or Spanish. So you can Chinese, you can convert in whatever way you want. That's something which we were able to see. And then later we also discussed that there was a huge content and we know how to summarize it also, right? We asked it to provide a summary and it was able to give us a summary, and we were able to, instead of going through the entire content, we were able to summarize and can read the information appropriate, right? So that was another area which we were being able to focus upon. And then later we have seen that how you can write a Python code, right? Like you can ask your chat GPT and as well as your Copilot. Like you can ask your LLM to create a code. It can just create a code within a fraction of seconds. It may be Python, Java, C, C++, any type. Okay. All of these things we were being able to understand yesterday as part of the Copilot. So today we are going to discuss about writing a prompt. Okay, so what is prompt engineering? What are the different prompts which we can write? How it can be helpful for us? So all of those points we are going to discuss or consider today. We'll see different prompting techniques, and I'll show you that how you should write a prompt for for getting the effective results. Okay, so what are the different techniques available? How you can be able to incorporate them? So all of those things, I'm going to go ahead and give you a better clarity so that you all can use it more effectively. And yesterday, some people asked me, right, how to create an image, like what are the different steps we have to follow in order for us to create an image. So that is another thing which I'm going to explain to you all today itself. And then we will also see that after creating image, what are the different topics which we can use for research. For the research perspective, how we can write a prompt, how we can make the like Copilot understand. All of these things we will see. So today and tomorrow we have 2 days of session, and we will be actively working on the prompt engineering. Okay, so we till now for the last 3 days we understood generative AI, the Copilot, and then we understood machine learning. Okay, artificial intelligence, deep learning, and then we understood what are different LLMs like ChatGPT, Copilot, and Gemini. And then we had a demo of Copilot. Yesterday, we have seen that what are all the different things you can generate using the Copilot. Like as I mentioned, right, it may be a table, or it may be sentiment, or it may be summary, or it may be the code. All of those different types of outputs we were being able to see yesterday. By any chance, if any one of you have missed or you were not able to join, I would request you to have a look into those recorded sessions. Okay. So today, let's go ahead and get started with where we have left yesterday. So from there, we will be able to move forward and we'll try to cover all the different things which are being present for us. So let me quickly share my screen so that we all can be able to proceed further. Give me one. Okay, so before we proceed further, I just want to give you all an understanding. So till here, yesterday we completed, right? Use cases like how you can generate the content, how you can translate, how you can create a summary, what are the different types of questions which you can ask and then can see the answers. So all of these use cases we were being able to complete. Okay. Now coming to the levels of AI. Okay, what are the different levels of artificial intelligence which are available currently? So you see that first of all, what are those 3 types? One is your narrow AI. I'll explain what it is in detail, and then what is a super AI, and then one more is artificial general intelligence. So basically, there are right now 3 levels of AI being present. Like one being your narrow AI, another one being your super AI, and then third one being your artificial general intelligence. Okay, these are the 3 things we have to consider. So now coming to the narrow AI, right? Narrow AI means this type of AI is basically designed to perform a very narrow task. What is a narrow task? Narrow means a small tasks. Like for an example, facial recognition, right? And then like voice assistants you have, right? Like Siri, Alexa, what they do, they just ask you, like you give a specific task, like set an alarm or reminders, or you ask to play a music for your Alexa or Siri, right? Then they will go and do the things accordingly. So these are all like small tasks. They are very good only at certain tasks which they are being programmed, but they cannot perform tasks outside their predefined roles. Like narrow AI is a very simple one, like where already the things are programmed in this case. Yeah, if you see here, already with whatever it is programmed, right, only it will be able to work on that. So it is already, if you see here, right, in this case, you have to understand one important point to be noted here is like voice assistants you have, right? Best example is that like Siri, Alexa, or AI in games, right? All of these, what they do, they're very good at only certain specific tasks only, which they are being programmed for. But they cannot be able to do the tasks outside their predefined rules. Like for an example, if you go and ask your Alexa or your Siri to go and do something which is unusual, okay, you cannot ask Alexa to go and clean your house. You cannot ask your Alexa to go and clean the utensils. It's not been designed for that. So whatever it is being designed within that control only, it will go ahead and do the things for you. Like for an example, best example is your chat GPT or your Copilot. What I have explained from the last 3 days to all of you, I said very clearly, your machine models are always giving you the output based on whatever it has been learned with. Okay, based on whatever it has been learned with, it is giving you the relevant responses. That's it. Okay. Apart from that, if you ask something to your LLMs, like your GPT or the Copilot, it will not give you the answer if it is not trained with. So it is always been narrow AI means whatever it is being programmed under that consideration or limit only, you will get the response. Okay. Otherwise, you will not be able to read the information appropriately. And that's the clarity you all have to understand when you talk about your narrow AI, which we call it as narrow artificial intelligence. And the best example, as I said you, right, it can be your Siri or it can be your Alexa. Even I can say your LLMs like ChatGPT, Copilot also, they fall under narrow AI only. Narrow AI means whatever it is being programmed with, it will only give you the relevant output. Whatever it is not being programmed or it is not being trained with, it will not give you the relevant output associated to it. That is what we call here the narrow AI. Okay, and then another one here is artificial general intelligence. Let's understand what is this all about. See, artificial general intelligence means it is a type of AI which can understand, learn, and then it will apply the knowledge across multiple tasks. This is almost equally comparable to that of a human being. Okay, it's almost like a human being only. Okay, where it has the ability to think broad and in the like it can also think contextually in the human base. For an example, let me say, like your artificial general intelligence can be able to conduct a very complex conversation, like it can solve a complex puzzle, it can make a cup of coffee for you, it can write a poem more like how a human being writes. Okay, it could switch between multiple tasks and you don't need to do any programming for it. But this AI doesn't exist yet. Artificial general intelligence does not exist as of today. But the main agenda or the main goal of the multiple organizations in the current market is they're all trying to target to achieve artificial general intelligence, which is your AGI. Next level is this only. Now, today you are thinking about Chat GPT and then your Copilot, right? Now, in some days or in some 5 years or 10 years, you will see that the most advanced version of narrow AI will be your AGI, artificial general intelligence, where it will almost be equal to human beings only. It can do multiple tasks, even though it's not been programmed. See, in the narrow AI, what is happening with whatever it is programmed, it is able to go ahead with. But in the AGI, that's not the scenario. Even if it is not being programmed, okay, it can still be able to go ahead and can switch to multiple tasks and can give you the relevant output. Okay, you can ask this AGI, artificial general intelligence, to go and solve the puzzle, make a cup of tea or a coffee or write a poem. You can ask anything what a human can do, and it will be able to go ahead and do with utmost quality like a human being only. And one more advantage, you don't need to make AGI understand with a program or with a model, like how the narrow AI is dependent on training. Until it is not been trained with the data, it cannot answer it. But AGI is not like that, but it doesn't exist yet. The future is going to be AGI, artificial general intelligence, but still it has its own time. Then comes The next important one is a super AI. Okay, super AI is all about, this is like surpassing the human intelligence. I mean, you are going more and beyond the human intelligence here. Like it will go across all the fields like creativity, general wisdom, problem solving capabilities. It can solve the hypothetical scenarios for you. It will have a very great cognitive ability, and it will be really superior to human beings. Today, human beings are limited to some extent, but super AI is going to be in such a way that it will go above and beyond the human beings. It will have all the capabilities, as I said, you right. It can solve hypothetical scenarios, cognitive abilities, like problem solving, empathy, emotions, everything it is going to have it. So super AI is really going to be a great invention if it's going to come up. Okay, so it's going to control a lot of different things, and this is a totally futuristic concept. Okay, and again, when something is going to go and cross above the human being, right? So definitely it will have a lot of ethical considerations also, like how in society it is going to behave. Otherwise, you are going to see another Robo movie which has been directed by Shankar, right? Like what is going to happen is now Robo is going to take the entire control, and there will be human beings versus Robo. Okay, so we have to be very careful, and that may happen. Yeah, we cannot like put it aside. It can happen if we are not controlling the things, and if it is not under our control, and if it is surpassing the human being's ability, that means there is a very high risk involved in it. So you need to be very cautious and careful with this approach when you move further. That is your super AI, which is the extreme level of AI when you compare the levels of AI being present, where it will cross the human being's capability. It will try to bring in some new scientific theories. It's totally going to be futuristic concept, and you have to be very careful with ethics of it and the society concerns also, because if it's going to rule the human beings, right, then that's going to become very difficult for the mankind. So you have to see the potential impact, and then you need to take a decision. But again, one more thing, super AI is totally a futuristic concept, like in the next 50 years or 100 years, not at least right now, but yeah, you should have at least an understanding. So currently, we are all falling in the narrow AI. Okay, that's the point you all have to consider right now. So currently, we are in the narrow AI. Going forward, we will move towards the artificial general intelligence in the next 5 to 10 years. There is a plan that at least it can match up to human capabilities without the need of any specific programming to be needed, or without any training, or without any models to be trained with. Okay, that is your artificial general intelligence. And then later, it's trying to move towards the super AI, which is a futuristic concept altogether. We have to understand that how this is going to play an important role. But this is something which is more extreme, that where it will cross the human capabilities and will try to do the things, everything on its own. So we need to be very careful with the super AI. So yeah, these are the 3 different levels of AI, which every one of you should be clear about, like where we are currently and what is the vision or the future perspective of the different artificial intelligence which are available for us. Like one is your artificial general intelligence and another one is your super AI. Okay. Hope that this makes sense to all of you. So these are the different levels of AI which all of us should be able to consider. Now, if you ask me, like whatever we are learning right now, the generative AI or your LLM concepts like ChatGPT, Copilot, where they will all fall into, they are all under the narrow artificial intelligence, narrow AI. Because as I said you, right, they are only able to do certain specific tasks if they are being trained with. If they're not being trained with the data, then they cannot fulfill the outcome or the criteria, whatever you want. Okay, but now the next future is AGI, artificial general intelligence, where there is a good amount of research being done, and they are trying to create a model where you don't need to explicitly train. It will automatically pick up the material which is available in the internet. It will understand and will give you a better result. But this is not yet live. Super AI, which will cross the human beings, and altogether it will go above and beyond the human beings, and then it will do super things on its own with a great hypothetical capabilities, cognitive capabilities, and then it will be able to surpass the human beings. But again, it has its own sweet time. It's a totally futuristic concept, but yeah, we cannot ignore it. At any point of time, these type of things may come into reality. So you need to be always observing that how the AI is going to progress. It's very rapid, but at the same time, you should know from where to where we are actually trying to move all together. Okay. So that's the point which you should all be able to consider. And then talking about little bit about the robotics. Okay. Not in detail, but yes, at least you should have a clarity about what is robotics in this case. See, when you talk about the robotics, right, first thing is robots work in such a way that they are totally autonomous. Okay, they work in such a way that they can do the things on their own. That's how they are called autonomous. Okay, I mean they are not dependent on anyone specifically over here. Like robots are programmed to perform the tasks like on their own without any human guidance. Okay, this autonomy is actually making the AI enable with algorithms, like it will have its own algorithms being written so that robots can make the decision based on the tasks, whatever they are being given with. So don't think when I say autonomous, robots have the different magic capabilities. No, within the robots also, there is algorithms which are being written, and these algorithms are something where it is going to feed it into their head. They'll try to understand what these algorithms, and based on whatever you ask your robot to do, right, accordingly, it will be able to move ahead and will handle the things appropriately. So that's how algorithms are going to play a very important role here. Like best example, I'll say you, these days, you see that there is an autonomous vacuum cleaners. Okay, so if you see in this case, right, we have autonomous vacuum cleaners these days, right? What they do, autonomous vacuum cleaner will move around the house, cleaning the floors, right? It is basically programmed to navigate various rooms without human assistance. These days, I don't know how many of you would have seen that, but there is a gadget, right, where it will automatically clean your house. That's a vacuum cleaner, where it will go ahead automatically will operate on its own. It will go in and around your house. It will collect the dust and it is going to do everything for you. You don't need to do anything because the model or the algorithm is been ingested into that particular machine, like a autonomous vacuum cleaner, where it will detect each and every area and will try to go ahead and will try to cover all the different places which are being present. Okay, it is going to work on its own altogether. That is how it is autonomous functionality, where it's been meant to do the things on its own without being dependent on anyone to go ahead and handle the things. And robots can carry a lot of different tasks. Okay, whatever task you give, either it may be simple or either it may be repetitive or either it may be complex procedures. Every complex task, it can be able to go ahead and can be handling it on its own. So you go ahead and provide how much ever complex task or easy task you provide, right? It has the capability to go ahead and do. It will never say no to anything. You give either it is a simple or a complex enough task or a mediocre task, whatever it may be, it's always there for you to go ahead and handle the things appropriately. Okay. And one more thing you have to understand is here, robots use something called as the sensors. They exclusively use the sensors, that it may be cameras or microphones or other devices, which can help the robot understand and interact with its environment. Now, when you bring the robot out, how does it know what is a grass, what is environment, what is a vehicle, what's a human being? How does it know all of these things? So it is able to know because it has all the sensors available with it, like that it may be your camera, microphone, or other devices which are being present, so that it can understand and can interact with the environment very effectively. That is the significance of the robot section. And then we are enhancing the robot through AI and machine learning. So we have the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Because of these algorithms, using AI and machine learning algorithms only, these are enabling the robots to learn more from their experience. And it will gradually improve over the time. Like for an example, you purchased an autonomous vacuum cleaner. First day, it will not work in a very great way. Why? Because it's a first gadget. It don't know your house plan. Okay, it will not be able to scan it because first time you are using it, right? It will understand how many rooms you have, where your dust is getting accumulated or not. Okay, what is your house plan? It will scan on the day one. Gradually, when you start using it, right, it knows how to go ahead with where to start, where to stop, where more amount of dust is collected. Okay, and from which room to which room it should go. Everything it will plan on its own only. That is what I'm saying you. Okay, AI and ML algorithms which are being ingested in the robots, right? it will enable it to learn from the experiences. As and when it will become mature, right? It will understand different scenarios and it will gradually improve over the time. So this learning will make sure that it is like having a proper precision and efficiency in whatever tasks it is doing it. It's not like just because you've written algorithm, it will just blindly go ahead and do. If it is blind algorithm where it can do things based on what you say, then this is not a smart system. You cannot call it as an intelligent system. You can say it's a it's a great system, but it's not smart and intelligent. Why we call it as a smart and intelligent is because it's not like whatever you say, it is definitely going to do. But apart from what you say, it will go above and beyond and will try to do most of the things effectively. That is a clarity which we all have to consider it. So it has such a capability that where it can be able to go ahead and can handle a lot of different things which are being present. That is one of the beautiful things about the robotics. Okay, and don't think robotics is altogether different. It's all about the AI ML only. Just you have to create an algorithms, make sure that those algorithms are ingested into robots. Now, when I say robots, right, do not get confused. It's always the Rajnikant's movie robot. No, it's not always like that. A small gadget can also be a robot. As I said, you right, vacuum cleaner, autonomous vacuum cleaner. It's a very small gadget. Okay. So whatever the autonomous vacuum cleaner is being present, right? So whatever autonomous vacuum cleaner in this case is present, so that autonomous vacuum cleaner in this scenario is something like, which is a very small gadget. But this small gadget is going to help us out to ensure that we can be able to go ahead and use wherever we want it. So that it can actually help us out in order to do the activities whatever we wanted. So that is how you can create your own algorithms and can handle different and multiple things which can be helpful for you. And just want to give you a heads up so that you all can understand. So it has its own autonomous functionality. It can do any complex task or a mediocre or a repetitive tasks. And on top of that, it uses sensors so that it can be able to interact with the outside world and then can be able to move in a better and in an effective way. And then it can also be able to learn with its experience, because using AI and ML, you have the algorithms created, right? So it will be able to go ahead and it will try to enhance its own precision and effectively it will move further. These are the points which we should be able to consider when you talk about the robotics. Okay, just a gist of it so that you all can know that how it is considered to be an important part. Okay. So now let's proceed further with something called as prompt engineering. Let's understand how this prompt engineering is going to play an important role and what are all the different things we have to consider over here. Okay, so let's move ahead. So right now, when you talk about prompt engineering, right, prompt engineering here very clearly says it involves that you are going to carefully craft the questions. Okay. So whatever questions you are asking to the LLM, right, either it may be your Copilot or either it may be your, let me say, Chat GPT. Prompt engineering is a process, or it is going to ensure that you are able to craft all your questions in a very clear way so that your AI can understand exactly whatever you are trying to ask. So the main goal of the prompt engineering is to produce the responses, okay, whatever the responses which the LLM like Copilot is going to provide, right? They should be very much accurate, relevant to whatever you are asking, and then it should be in a proper format. This is the end goal. At the end of the day, what is your expectation from the Copilot when you are asking a particular question? Your expectation will be that it is giving you an accurate response. It is very relevant to whatever you are asking. And then the format also should be right enough so that you can understand and can take that content appropriately. So that this is the end goal for the prompt engineering. But now questions can be anything. See, I can write a very simple question. You can write a very simple question, right? But the point is, you should write the question in a very clear way. It's not like anybody can write a question, right? Even I can write a question. You can also, you can ask, I mean, anybody in the world can go ahead and can ask a question to Copilot. But if you go and ask the question in whatever way you want, then your responses, which you are going to get, may not be accurate, relevant, and it may not have a proper format. So to get this as your end result, you should be learning the prompt engineering, where it is going to assist us to write the prompts very effectively. So that if your prompts are effective and if it is being designed very appropriately with all the relevant questions, right, then you can be able to move forward gradually. Those are the things we have to understand it. So without considering that, you cannot be able to move forward. So prompt engineering is a process for you to craft the questions appropriately. So that the moment you go ahead and craft your questions appropriately, right, then you will be able to get the responses. So for that, we have a different prompting techniques being present. So using those prompting techniques, which we will learn practically today also, so that you can be able to ask your questions in a better way. Better is your prompt, how better you are asking in the form of a question using a prompting technique, that much better, accurate and relevant and formatted responses you are going to get it. That's prompt engineering. So now, what are some key things we have to consider? Like when I'm going to write a prompt, like what are the key things which I should be able to consider so that I'm writing it very clearly? The very first thing is you have to make sure that whatever prompt you are writing, it should be very clear with all the instructions you are providing it. Like imagine, I am teaching it right now, generative AI and prompt engineering to all of you. Now, if I keep on going in a very fast-paced way and I will just explain, I'm least bothered that what you are trying to get it or not. If I do like that, then what will happen is at the end of the day, the course is getting completed. But somewhere you are not able to understand it. That shouldn't be the criteria, right? The end goal is when I'm explaining to you, you should be able to get it and you can implement it. That is the best win-win situation for me as a trainer, and then as an outcome for you as a participant, you will be able to learn it. That is how it will be a win-win situation for both of us. Same here also. When you're asking a question which is totally irrelevant or which is not at all appropriate or it is not in the alignment, then you will not get the better responses. So same here, I'm saying you that whenever you write a prompt in the form of an input, make sure that it is very, very clear and specific. You have to be very adamant in that, because without writing a clear and specific instructions, right, you cannot be able to move ahead. Now, let me say, instead of saying, tell me about a dog. What dog? Tell me about a dog means it can be any dog, it can be, right? Now, when you go ahead and say, tell me about a dog, it can be anything people will be able to go ahead and say. But if you instead ask, can you provide a detailed comparison between the Labrador and then Poodles, like different types of dogs, then it will be much, much precise. That is what I'm trying to say you. Don't be very general just because you're thinking that, okay, your LLM can understand it. No, your LLM cannot understand until you do not ask explicitly something to it. If I want to know, let me say, for an example, about the national education policy, you cannot say, tell me about the national education policy. It will go ahead and give everything from top to bottom. If you want to know specifically how it is going to be benefited for the teachers, say, tell me about national education policy with relevant to teachers. Then it will go ahead and give you specifically. So because you very clearly asked that I want to know national education policy, which is only concerned to teachers, but not to everybody. That is how your prompt should be very clear and specific. And then the second thing is, if wherever you want, try to give a relevant context. So what is relevant context? That means giving some background information can actually help the AI understand like what you are trying to ask. So for an example, let me say, if you're asking about the economic impact of a policy, like there is a policy and they're asking economic impact of that policy. So specify something like, hey, what are the short-term or long-term effects? Okay, and in which country it is present. So give some context. Like for an example, you'll go ahead and say, okay, tell me about some policy. If you say policy here like this, right, it will go and give you, but it will give you a lot of unnecessary or irrelevant information. Instead, what you can say is, okay, tell me about policy, and then you can say its short-term impact. So it will understand that, okay, you don't want everything, you just want its short-term impact. And then you can mention in which country it is from. like in India or maybe in US or in like in other parts of the world like Australia. If you want which country, you can just provide it here. So you have to be very relevant to the context. Tell me about policy means it will go ahead and tell about any policy, whatever you want. Okay, just say, tell me about, let me say, some scheme you can be able to take it like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Okay, now you have to say what is its short term. Otherwise, it will give you the entire history where you don't need everything. Saying it's short term impact and then the country is India. It will understand, will give you the context, and you can get to know all the things appropriately. So that's the thing which you should all be able to understand it. Then one more thing is structure is important. Okay. And another thing is structure. When you're writing a prompt, the next thing you have to consider here is the structure. Why? Because, see, for an example, I'll say you, many people will say one prompt, just for an example, I'm going to put it over here. Okay, many people are going to say in the chat GPT or Copilot, right? They'll say top benefits of solar energy. Okay. Top benefits of solar energy. Now, what will happen? Top benefits of solar energy will be again a list of things, which I don't want it. I don't want to go through those 50 or 10 or 100 points, going through all of them and again investing my time to get to know which one is the best one. So instead, what you can say is, list me the top 5 benefits of solar energy. Here you're making it very clear. You're creating a structure where your Copilot will understand that, okay, now I have been given a structure that the user is expecting only the top 5 benefits. Okay, the user is asking me to give me the list of top 5 benefits of solar energy. So accordingly, it will go ahead and give you the list of top 5 benefits only. Not everything is going to be provided. And that's the clarity you have to understand in terms of the structure. Okay, so these are the 3 key things we have to understand. Whenever we write a prompt, you have to make sure that whatever the prompt you're writing should be very clear and specific so that you can be able to get the relevant output from it. Second thing is you have to give a very good context. Okay, without giving a context, right, it's going to be a little difficult for the Copilot to understand it. Give some context. That gives some background information. Say like, hey, I want to know about the so-and-so policy. I want to know in that policy what is its short-term impact and in which country this policy is present. Give some background so that your Copilot can understand it in a much, much better way. Imagine your Copilot as an intern. Okay, imagine your Copilot as an intern, or you can imagine your Copilot as an assistant. So let me say, imagine that you have an intern. Now you say, go and get me the food to your intern. Now, the intern will get confused, right? Okay. Now, you said that go and get the food. What food I should get? Do I need to get some dosas, or do I need to get some biryani, or do I need to get what should I go ahead and get to you for you? And then when you go ahead and give, and that person says that, hey, this is what I didn't order, but you didn't give a specific input, right? That what exactly do you want to eat? So same happens here also. When you are not going to give a very clear and specific input, your Copilot also as an intern will not be able to give you the relevant answer. It will give all the gibberish. And you have to detect which one is the right one. If in order to get rid of all of those scenarios, make sure that you're providing very clear and specific instructions. And then give some context wherever it is needed so that you are making your Copilot life much easier so that it can give you a much, much better, accurate, relevant, and formatted answer. And then see the structure. Okay, if you want only 5 points, say to Copilot that I need only, list me only the top 5 points. I'm not interested to go through 10 or 20 points, right? I want only 5 points. List me out the top 5 points only. Then it will go ahead and will plan, and it's going to give you the details accordingly. That's how structure is also very, very important for us to consider. So these are all the points. If you know these 3 things, okay, and if you consider these 3 things when we do the things practically, when we are writing a prompt, you are done with almost everything, especially with regards to prompting concepts. This is what prompt is. Yesterday, somebody has asked me, what is the difference between a prompt and prompt engineering? See, yesterday we have written some prompts. If you remember, right? We were writing some prompts to create the checklist. We have written some small prompts to detect the sentiment of the reviews. And then we were also able to create some prompts to translate the language. Those are also prompts only. But those are not structured prompts. Those are some random prompts. Like whatever came into our mind, we were able to go and write it down appropriately there. That is what we have done yesterday. Those are also prompts only. Okay, so that is a prompt. But what is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is a process where you are going to follow certain guidelines in order to ensure that you are always going to get accurate, relevant, and formatted answer. For that, what you need to follow here is you always need to write a very clear and specific instructions, always give the relevant context associated to it, and then create a better structure. Then you can be able to really do a great job with regards to your prompt engineering aspect. Imagine always your co-pilot as an intern only, or your assistant. Imagine that if you don't give a accurate or a clear details to your intern or an assistant, they will not be able to give you a better output from them. Correct? So that is the reason prompt engineering is considered to be utmost important for all of us to be taken into consideration. So these are the key points which all of you should be able to talk about whenever we talk about the prompt engineering. Okay. So if you see here, what we are trying to do, whatever goals I mentioned right now, right? These are the important goals which we should be able to consider in this case. So if you see here, as I mentioned very clearly, right? You always need to be very careful with whatever prompt construction you are doing it. That means whatever the question, prompt is nothing but do not get confused. It's a question only. Prompt, instead of saying a question and answer, we are saying that whatever question you're asking to the co-pilot, right? Or whatever you're expecting from the co-pilot. Okay, so you are going to put a message in the ask a question. That is your prompt. So never get confused with the terminology like what's a prompt, what's a question, is both are same. Yeah, both of them are same. Instead of calling them question, we are technically calling it as a prompt over here. So you have to be very careful when you're writing a prompt so that you are very clear with whatever you are expecting. There is a proper structure for your prompt. Okay, and then if you need any context, you can also be able to provide that context. Then it is going to enhance your accuracy, whatever we discussed here. Okay, it will enhance whenever you are providing all these three important criteria for your prompt. Automatically, it will be able to ensure that your responses are very accurate, relevant, and then formatted appropriately. Okay, so that you can always see the desired results coming out appropriately. Okay, so that's how you can keep on going. And then one more important point is continuous refinement of prompts. See, sometimes what happens is, even though you write a best prompt, okay, even though you write a best prompt, but what happens is you're not happy. Like, let us say, list out 5 benefits. Okay, I'm writing very clearly with the structure. List out 5 benefits of solar energy. For an example, this is my prompt. Now it will give me some 5 points, but you're happy with only 3 points. Other 2 points, you're not happy with it. Maybe you were not a little bit convinced with it. So what you will do, you'll again say, okay, give me some more benefits. Or otherwise you'll say, give me next 5 benefits. Okay, give me the next 5 benefits. So what I'm trying to say is you can always refine your prompt. It's not like just because you have written one prompt and you're always going to get the desired result. No. Yesterday I explained to you, right? Copilot or any LLM, they are going to give you the results, but it doesn't mean that it is always going to fulfill your criteria. Sometimes it may directly fulfill, sometimes you may not be satisfied with the result. Then that is absolutely fine. And which is a common tendency which may happen. So what I'm trying to say here is you can continuously refine your prompts until you get your relevant or the desired answer. Now, for an example, when I say list out 5 benefits of solar energy, if it has given me all the 5 benefits, that's great. And if I'm happy with it, that is also awesome. You're done with your task. But let me say I'm not happy. I'm just happy with first 3 points. The remaining 2 points, I want to get it. So I'm saying that, hey, give me the next 5 benefits. So what I'm trying to do here, I am again refining my prompt so that I can be able to get the other next 5 benefits. So that I can be able to go through it and I can be able to read the answer appropriately. That's how you can always continuously refine your prompt until you get your relevant response with which you are being satisfied with. You should be satisfied because you are asking the prompt or you are providing a prompt. So at the end, you should be satisfied with the result, not the co-pilot. Co-pilot responsibility is to give you multiple answers. The take or the call is yours until you are satisfied. You can keep on continuously refining the prompts so that you can be able to see the desired result. So this is the overall clarity. You all have to understand it. Make sure that your prompt is written very carefully. If it is written carefully, then all the accuracy and relevance will be present. And finally, you can continuously refine your prompt until you are happy with whatever the response which you wanted. That's the point you have to consider. And whatever I explained to you, right, the importance of the prompt engineering here is, like, if you see first, accuracy and relevance. If you carefully craft your prompt appropriately, right, that means your AI can understand, and then it will give you a much accurate and relevant output. Okay. So, and another thing here is control and customization. So basically effective prompt engineering, right, it is going to allow like the shape or the behavior of the AI, where it will actually go ahead and give you a very better responses. It's going to make your AI or the co-pilot more flexible. Okay, so when you're giving a proper prompt, there will be a very good control, and then you will be getting always a better responses. Okay, with good prompts, right? If you're writing a very good prompt, you're actually reducing the task of the co-pilot. I'll say you how. If you're giving a random prompt, what will happen? The answer also will be random to you, and you're not happy with that answer. And then you'll get really frustrated with the co-pilot that why it is not giving me the answer which I want. But unfortunately, the prompt is not correct. But you will never get to know that, because you will think that I'm asking in a plain English, right? Then how is it not able to understand it? Then again, what you will do, you'll add some more to it. You'll continuously keep on refining. As I said you right now, right? You'll keep on continuously refining it until you get the relevant responses, right? That is what you're going to do always. So what will happen is, instead of writing some random prompt, instead of not knowing what exactly you are writing, instead better write a very good prompt. Take some time. Okay, instead of being in a hurry, take some time, like create a prompt effectively, and then you try to incorporate that into your co-pilot. So what will happen is, at the back end, your task will be whatever the co-pilot which it needs to do, right? The amount of task what it needs to do will reduce. Imagine you have write one perfect prompt. It has given you the perfect response related to it. Your job is done. Instead of asking random question first and then again keeping on asking 10 times, 10 random questions and wasting your time and co-pilot's time, sit together, write a prompt effectively, generate that prompt in the co-pilot, and wait for the response. Maximum, if you're not satisfied, or maybe next time, second time or third time, you'll run the prompt, but not continuously. You will be keeping on doing this. Okay, that's the point you have to understand it. And then bias mitigation. And one more thing is, when you're writing a prompt, right, be aware of any sensitive or potential data you are not sending it off. Let me say you're working in an organization. Your organization has some confidential data. Do not try to introduce those type of things into the co-pilot or chat GPT, because you have to understand these are owned by different organizations, as I mentioned yesterday, right? Like OpenAI, Microsoft. So what will happen is, whenever you are providing any sensitive information, right, that's going to create a trouble for you. So you have to be very careful. Any unwanted, okay. So if there are any unwanted or unrelated biases, okay, if there are any unrelated or unwanted biases in AI, right? So it is always going to impact us. Simple. So you have to be very careful with whatever you're providing it. Okay, so overall, all of these factors which I explained to you, right, will actually give you a better experiences. It will improve the user experience. If you are following whatever we discussed, accuracy, accurate prompts, okay, ensuring that you're writing a very effective prompt so that you can have a proper control on your prompts, and then as well as the output from the co-pilot. And you have to make sure that you're writing the best prompt so that you don't need to multiple time create tasks and then get it from the co-pilot. Make sure that your prompt is written in such a way that it doesn't have any bias associated with it, like giving some extra preference to male or giving some extra preference to female. It should be always balanced, your prompt, so that you'll always get a best answer rather than biased answer. All of these things will lead you to a better user experience. Ultimately, all of them will give you a better experience so that you can get more accurate. Okay, you can always be able to get more accurate and the relevant output. So without this, you cannot be able to go ahead and can get any accurate or the relevant output. Okay, so these all points are actually leading us to understand what are the different type of or the best practices of prompts we need to follow so that we can use it effectively without any concerns or challenges, I would say. Okay, these are the key points. Now you're gradually understanding the prompt engineering. I explained to you how you have to structure a prompt. Then we have seen, again, same points, but the new point here is you can also continuously refine your prompt. If you're not satisfied with your prompt, that feasibility is also there. You can keep on changing the prompt. And then in the importance of prompt engineering, we understood what are all the different points we have to consider when you want to go ahead and create the relevant prompts for it. Okay. So this is something which you should be aware of. This is an architecture, right? This is like an architecture. So what is happening over here? Who is the language model here, which is the Copilot? So this is our Copilot which is present. Okay. So this Copilot is our language model. It may be Copilot or it may be your, let me say your ChatGPT or your Gemini, anything you can take it here. Okay. So first what is happening? You're writing a prompt. This is the initial set. In the prompt, you are providing some instructions or some questions, whatever you want. So input is what? Input for the Copilot is the prompt. So the prompt is getting processed as an input by the language model, and then this is getting to the Copilot. So Copilot at the backend is having a neural network. Okay, the Copilot at the backend is having a neural network which we learned in the deep learning, where it will has multiple hidden layers. So using these hidden layers, right, we are going to process all the information, whatever you want. Okay, so with whatever information it is present, it will be able to go ahead and then try to process. Okay, so once the data is being processed appropriately and effectively, right, then it will give you the output. And that output will be a generated text, which we have seen already in the Copilot, right? Like how you can provide an input and then it will process all the information at the backend using the neural network. And then it is going to give you the relevant output. And that relevant output is going to be your generated text. So the text is going to be generated and you can see the responses accordingly. So that's how the architecture is always been utilized. Okay. These are some key points which you need to understand. Again, this is also more or less same thing only. See, if you see, specific instructions will provide clarity and help to focus on tasks. As I said you, right, you have to be very specific with what you're asking. If you're not very specific, as I said you, just casually you will ask like, tell me about the dogs. Then it will never understand. So many dogs are there. Give a specific understanding. Okay, or otherwise when you say, tell me about education system. What do you want in education system? Be very precise in it. Tell me about national education policy. Okay, or tell me about the education recommendations by the Ministry of the Human Resource Department. So give some very specific instructions. It will give you the specific output accordingly. Okay, see here, clear instructions will help you eliminate ambiguity. That means no confusions. Give a prompt very clearly, answer also will be given very clearly without any confusions leading to you. Ambiguity is nothing but again the confusions. Okay, and then it says here specific instructions, whichever is being present, right, that is going to ensure consistency with model. That means when your instructions are very consistent and specific, they will help the Copilot to understand and it will give you the better responses so that you can get a good outcome out of it. And as I said, if you give a very clear instructions, right, there will not be any biases. As I said you, right, if you're writing a prompt which is more woman centric or which is more towards the, let me say, like men centric, something like that, where you're writing a prompt where you are influencing one particular sector and then you're leaving away another sector, then it is going to give you the bias answers to you. Your prompt should be written in such a way that you are ensuring that it should be very effective so that you're not making the prompt influenced and ultimately the answer also will get influenced in the process. Okay. And then it says specific instructions stipulate the writing style to receive the intended response. What does this mean? See, you can guide the AI on not just what to say, but how to say it also. For an example, let us say I always use, like for an instance, let us say that when I'm training, right, I always say that, hey everyone, how are you doing? That is always my trend for an instance. But now, when I ask my co-pilot to give me some introduction for my session start, now it will not give me that, hey, how are you? It is giving the things in its own way. Now I'll say to my co-pilot that, hey, listen, this is my style. I always start with saying, hey, how are you? So please incorporate this into your message. Then it will take it. What I'm trying to say here in this case is, see, the co-pilot, it's not a human being where it will have emotions on all those empathy. It will not have these things, right? As a human being, you have some courtesy to ask somebody that how they are doing, how they are, what is going on in their life. But machines are not like that, right? Until you don't say to the machine, they don't do it. They will just go ahead and do the work irrespective of who the other user is, which we are aware of. Now, what I am making you understand here is, like, you can give some specific instructions to your machine so that it can do the things in your own style. If you have some writing style, you have to say to your co-pilot that this is my writing style, take as an example. And then give me the answer also in the same way so that it can match my writing style. Or otherwise, you are starting a speech. You have some habit to do it. Say to your co-pilot that this is what is, as an example, please take it, that this is what I always do. Please incorporate this when you're trying to give me the output. So what you're saying right now here, the co-pilot is, you're saying that, hey, you please go ahead and work in a way how I do it. And it will do it. It's not like it will say, no, no, I am adamant and I'm going to do the things on my own, whatever I want it. It is never like that. Okay? It's never in that way. It is always going to make sure, okay, you are always going to understand one important point here is, like, you should always be able to go ahead and consider one important point that based on your writing style, based on your language, okay, based on your writing style, based on your language, or based on whatever the style which you have, right? Accordingly, it will be able to go ahead and give you the responses. Okay, that is another style which you can be able to maintain in this case. And obviously, this is something which you know. I don't need to explain again and again. Give a clear instructions, try to get the best output from it. That's it. It's as simple as that. Like, your instructions are as clear as possible, your output also will be as clear as possible. If your instructions are not clear, then obviously output also will not be very clear. These are very important points. Okay, you cannot ignore even a single thing. Because many people think, hey, ChatGPT Copilot, I'm using it, right? Yes, you are using it, but you're not using it effectively. That is where prompt engineering comes into the picture. You should know different types of a prompt. You should know how to inculcate those prompts. You should be knowing how I can be able to get the best out. See, what are the best examples you're getting from the prompts? You can get a very proper clarity with the results. Okay, with the proper instructions, you don't need to have any confusions. Okay, with the very specific instructions, you can have a good consistency. And then with the very clear instructions or the prompts, you don't need to have any biases in your output. Okay, with a very specific prompt, again, you will be able to get a proper response accordingly. And finally, as I said, it can also match your style. If you have any writing style, or if you have any tone, or if you have any when you're introducing anything, if you have a style, that style can also be incorporated here in the Copilot. And finally, you are going to see the output. Okay, clear instructions is always going to give you the better output. If there are no clear instructions, unfortunately, you cannot be able to go with the clear output. Okay, so that's the point you all have to understand. So these are some simple prompts. Okay, to Alexa, we ask, how is the weather? To Siri, we ask, how will it rain today? To Google, you can ask red velvet cake recipe, something like this. These are general prompts. Okay, like yesterday, you remember we ran the Copilot. In the Copilot, we were able to run some prompts. If you remember, right, we were able to run some specific prompts, which is very casual and general, like creating checklist, translation, summarization, creating tables. Those are all the general prompts. Like how you ask to Alexa, Siri, Google, right? You just ask casually without any format, without any structure. Those are your general prompts. Okay. So that's what, as I said, right? You can use your prompt in a very specific pattern so that you can see that the text can be generated image can be generated. It can also helpful for your creative writing and for your code generation. That means as a generative AI, you know, right? It's always responsible to create a content like text, image, audio, video, code. The same responsibilities also lies here. When you write a effective prompt, this effective prompt will help you to get the most and the best result for your outcome. It is always going to give you the best result, that it may be in the form of the text generation or the creative writing or the code generation or the image generation. That's how you can see always the relevant output being coming out of it. So this is the highest level of clarity which you all should understand it. Okay, again, prompt engineering, the name itself says it is, now you understood it, right? Prompt engineering here is nothing but it is a process for you to create a very well-defined, okay, to create a very well-defined and as well as the structured responses. So here the prompt engineering which is present, right? This prompt engineering is playing a very important role for us to go ahead, create a well-defined and structured queries so that we can get ultimately curate and relevant responses. That's it. This is what is a prompt engineering. In one line, if I could go ahead and say your prompt engineering at the end of the day here is like you give a well-defined and structured prompt to me. I give you at the end accurate and relevant responses. So this is your input where you are providing well-defined and structured input. And then whatever output you are getting here is accurate and very much relevant. That's it. This is what is the prompt engineering. Then you will ask me, till now I was writing general prompts, right? That is also doing the same job. Yeah, that also does the same job. But the thing is, in general prompt, you don't have a well-defined structure. See, something comes into my mind, something else comes into your mind. So you may ask a question in a different way. I may ask a question in a different way. So in whatever way you ask, accordingly, the Copilot will give you the response. But in the prompt engineering, you write a very well-defined and structured prompt so that you will be able to get very accurate and relevant output. When you compare the output of the general prompt and then with the proper prompt engineering with whatever prompts you're writing, the difference will be huge. Because general prompt will give you general responses. The prompt engineering will have a structured prompt so that it can give you very accurate and relevant responses. Okay, then only you can be able to move forward. So that's the clarity you all have to understand. So in a very simple term, you have to understand that prompt engineering is more or less like asking a question in just the right way to your LLM. Okay, and then your LLM will understand it and it will be able to provide you the answer in a very clear and a specific way. Okay, so that you will get always the best results out of it rather than getting any unusual or maybe rather than getting any different responses. So this is the clarity which all of you should be able to maintain whenever you talk about the prompt engineering. Okay, so this is the point we all have to consider. So ultimately, what are the things you have to consider? Like what are the best practices I can do? First, always clearly convey whatever you want. You may think that AI would have known about this, right? Why should I provide it? No, everything you provide it so that it can give you better responses. Okay, always provide the context or background information. Okay, always go ahead, provide the context or any background information so that your Copilot can understand in a better way. And then always balance. Okay, do not write a very complex prompt where your Copilot is not able to understand and even you yourself also not able to understand it. Do not give any complex prompt. Always put the prompt in a balanced manner, neither too simple nor too complex. Always mention that balance in your prompt, whatever you are writing, so that your Copilot can give you a better result out of it. And iterative testing and refinement. What did I say? Let me say you write the first prompt. You have written a prompt one. You got the best result. It's done. Then and there only your job is set to be completed. But for an example, you go with your second prompt. Okay, when will you go to your second prompt? If you're not satisfied with the output of the first prompt, whatever you have been able to get as a result with your first prompt, right? You are not happy with it. Then you will go to your second prompt and you will refine it further. And with your second prompt also you are not happy, then I will go to my third prompt and then again I will write a prompt and will get the best response. So like this, what you're trying to do is you're continuously refining your prompt until you get your relevant output from it. Sometimes it may take one prompt, sometimes it may take three prompts, sometimes it may take five prompts. We never know until you are satisfied with the end result. So that's how you have to keep on testing and refining your prompt until you get the best results out of it. These are the key points which we have to consider as part of the best practices for the prompt engineering. Okay, if you really want to do here in a better way, these are the best practices which we need to incorporate for our prompt engineering overall. Okay, so these are the key points which we shall be able to take it up. Embeddings and all, we'll take it up later. So now let's go to the hands-on activity. Okay, hope you all got a better understanding of what prompt engineering is. So everything which has to be explained theoretically, I have given you all of that briefing so that you are all pretty much clear right now with what exactly is prompt engineering. So now, what is that the next thing we are going to do here is let's do the things practically. Let's create our own prompts practically. What are the standards? What are the architectures? What are the different patterns which are present? So that accordingly, we all can be able to move forward with the relevant responses. So this is something which we can do right now and then can be able to gradually move forward. Okay, meanwhile, any questions with whatever we discussed here theoretically? Anybody has any questions specifically with whatever we are being discussing right now? So any questions from anyone, like whatever we were being able to discuss right now? Hope you are all clear with everything, right? Okay, perfect. Great. All of you are giving great responses that you are able to get. See, about, again, yeah, correct. About research that will come into prompt. Okay. When we go to the prompt, we will discuss that exclusively. Okay. So these are all are the best practices, and we understood that how prompt engineering can actually be effective for us to get the well-defined and structured outputs. Okay. So now let's go ahead, try to create some prompts on our own and try to understand that what are all the different options or the different ways in which we can write the prompts effectively. Okay, let me go ahead and open my Copilot. I would also request every one of you to also open your Copilot and be ready so that you can also be able to write some prompts after I complete it. Okay. So always understand that prompt is nothing but the task which we are giving to AI, so that it will go ahead and will understand it in a better way. Okay, so let me open my prompt. Okay, let me close this first. Start it off. Okay, now let's go to the Copilot. Okay, so this is my Copilot. As you all know, yesterday we I think from the day 2 onwards, we already learned about the Copilot demo. And then yesterday we were able to use the Copilot and we got different types of outputs from the Copilot in the form of a table, CSV, right? Translations, checklist, all the different types of formats we were able to complete it. So right now it's time for us to go into the prompt engineering. So always first understand whatever I'm explaining to all of you. That is the prime focus. You should understand it. Then I will give you some 1 or 2 minutes of time, where you can also try to create a prompt and then try to write it in your own way in the Copilot and then let me know. Then after which we will move on to the next prompt. Like for an example, let's say I'm going to say here, hey, write a LinkedIn message. Okay. So let's say, I'll say in this case, write a LinkedIn message. To whom shall I write? Yeah, to say to head of engineering at, let's say, Infosys for a developer role. Okay, for a developer role in 100 words. See, now this is a very basic prompt I'm writing. Let me say I'm saying, hey, write a LinkedIn message to head of engineering at Infosys for a developer role in 100 words. So I want to write a mail or a LinkedIn message where this can be communicated to the head of engineering at Infosys for a particular role, that is developer, in 100 words. So let's say I'm going to submit this. Let's observe what this is going to do. Okay, it's creating a mail. Awesome, which is really good. That is what is our expectation, right? If you observe here, what it is trying to say, hey, it's giving us the picture also, which is a good thing. Okay, so now if you see, hey, hi, head of engineer's name. I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to express my interest in the developer role at Infosys. With a strong background in software development and passion for innovative solutions, I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute to your team. So my experience, whatever you have in the technologies or projects, align well with your Infosys goals. So I would love to discuss how my skills can benefit your team. Now, before to write this, to write this mail, we go to internet, we search the patterns, we search the templates, we take that and then we incorporate it, which is very challenging, right? It's really challenging, especially for the students. Now, but still, you know one thing, why would an head of engineering and Infosys can go through this mail? This mail looks very ordinary. Imagine this type of mails you would have seen in a lot of different places. I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to express my interest in the developer role with a strong background in software development. This is all very common, man. Like everyone goes ahead and say, I'm great in this. I'm strong. I have a strong background in so and so things. But if you really want to get some attention, or if you really want that somebody is impressed by the way you have written the message, right? That is going to create a value. So whatever the message or whatever the communication you have provided, that's going to be very, very important. Until you don't provide it explicitly, right, you cannot be able to move forward, whatever may be the scenario. This is very, very important thing to be considered overall here. Okay. So now I'm not impressed with this. It's good. It's great, I would say. But this type of like message, I cannot send it to head of engineering. I want to think in something different way. So what can I do then? I can say, okay, let's do one thing. Okay. So I'm going to say here, hey, you are an experienced counselor. Okay. So let's say now I'm going to say to my co-pilot, act as an experienced counselor. Okay. So I'll say, hey, you go ahead. Please make sure that you act as an experienced counselor. Okay. So you are an experienced counselor for me who has helped people. Okay, so I would say here who has helped people to get jobs at Google. Okay, and then you can say here Microsoft. Okay, so let's say I don't want it expired. Okay, want a Microsoft family and all. I would just like to say at Google, Microsoft, Uber, and you can say Apple, something like this. Okay, and then with a lot of I can say here with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, which are almost the best companies available in the world. Okay, now I'm putting my request. Okay, I am an early developer. Okay, so I am an early developer. Okay, looking for my first. Okay, I'm looking for my first job. Okay, so I would say here in this case, so please, okay, you are now going to help me with what? So you are going to help me to write what it should write. Okay, write a cold messages to potential hiring managers to help me get a job. Okay. So what is happening in this case, if you see, right? In this case, I'm going one by one. See what I said? I'm asking my co-pilot to act as an experienced counselor. Now, if you see very clearly here, in this case, I am asking my co-pilot to be an experienced counselor so that it can help me to get the jobs at Google. I mean, I'm saying that this is my experienced counselor who has helped people to get the jobs at Google, Microsoft, Uber, Apple, and with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. Now I'm saying, hey, I am an early developer looking for my first job. So you are here, help me to write a good message to potential hiring managers so that it can help me get a job. So now you are asking Copilot to act like an experienced counselor, like how they write the mail. You act like that and give me a mail where we have already written a mail to some big companies, the people who got selected with the way of providing your mail. See how clearly you are writing now. You are making your co-pilot to work like an experienced counselor, and then you're saying to say that, hey, you help them to get the jobs at so and so organizations with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, and you're a very early developer looking for your first job. So please help me with writing really some potential mails so that it can get a very good attention. Very good. Awesome. This is okay. Then in this case, what I am going to do here is, okay, so I will say in this case, right now, okay, write my requirement, okay, write a LinkedIn message to head of, okay, engineering at Infosys, whatever we said previously, okay, to head of engineering at Infosys, okay, I'll say. So what we can do here is, I will just say that my name, okay? So Jim is asking for a chance of interview. Okay, Jim is asking for a chance of interview for what role? For a developer, okay? For a developer role for a developer role at where? At Infosys in under 100 words. Because why 100 words is our head of engineering will not have much time to look into it. The head of engineering are definitely not going to have that much time to look into the content. Right? So this is done. Now you can say that you can appeal. Okay, you are providing some background. You're saying to add some background to your mail. So you can say that, hey, I want to appeal to his need. Okay, you will see the developer role skill set. Okay, and you'll say, I am appealing to say that I have, okay, to appeal to his need. That means the head of engineering is expecting a strong tech. Okay, you can say that, hey, I have a strong, okay, so you have a strong tech team at Infosys. Okay, and I want to be a part of it. So you can say, have a part of this message where it can basically go ahead and focus on how I have a great passion. Okay, I want to say that I have a great passion for learning. Okay, all these things will get added. I have a great passion for learning, and you can say what else? Yeah, and I conduct. Okay, I conduct some great trainings. Okay, you can just say about you, like who you are, so that your co-pilot will add all of these relevant 100 words. Okay, I have a good empathy. Okay, I have a good empathy. That means I can always think in other shoes and I can help them up. Also mention, okay, please also mention that I have 1 year experience. Okay, please also mention, it's a fresher, right? I have 1 year of experience and intern at the gaming station. Okay, or you can say at the gaming startup. Okay, you have 1 year experience at the gaming startup. What else? What else? Okay, you can say I have learned, okay, full stack development. Okay, you can say I have learned full stack development as an intern. Okay, I have learned full stack development as an intern. You can just mention, and you also helped in building applications. Okay, you can just also say you helped in building what applications. We can mention that you helped in building gaming applications. Okay, now some of them have given you a best feedback actually. Okay, so you can say include, you can just say in the gaming right application you got a better feedback, so you also add that and give the confidence to the head of engineer. So you can say include a testimonial from my mentor, okay, at the gaming startup who has actually said me what. Okay, so you can say this person is excellent. Okay, this you're just highlighting about yourself. Okay, this person is excellent resource wherever he goes. Okay, we can say wherever he goes. What else we can say? Wherever he goes and has a lot of enthusiasm, we can say, which many people say. Okay, it has a lot of enthusiasm. Okay, and apart from enthusiasm, what else we can say? And learning. Okay, we can also say learning mindset. That's also another thing. So what if you see here, what I did, so nicely. First I said, act as an experienced counselor. Okay, you act as an experienced counselor who will help you to get the jobs at Google, Microsoft, Uber, Apple with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. So here you are asking your co-pilot to act as an experienced counselor who has helped a lot of people to give the jobs. Now, as an early developer, you are asking to write a cold message so that you can be able to help your managers to get a job. Okay, now you are writing a LinkedIn. This is my requirement. Write a LinkedIn message to head of engineering at Infosys. Okay, so Jim is asking that my name is Jim. Jim is asking for a chance of interview for a developer role at Infosys in under 100 minutes. Then I'm saying very clearly here. Okay, here I'm saying very clearly that this is about me. Hey, I want to just let you know that, hey, you're looking for a strong tech team at Infosys, right? I'm very happy with it. So I have a great message for you where I focus on having a great passion for learning and I conduct some great trainings. I have a very good empathy. Also, I want to mention that I have 1 year experience as an intern in the gaming startup. I've learned full stack development as an intern and helped in building the gaming applications. Okay, this is about me in short. And then I also want to say that, hey, I have a testimonial from my mentor in a gaming startup who has given me some good feedback saying that this person is excellent resource wherever he goes and has a lot of enthusiasm and learning mindset. Okay, so now when I run this, we will see the difference between the first mail which came as a general and the second mail. Okay, let's go and run this. This is my entire prompt. Now let us see the quality of the output which is coming up. Okay, let's see. See here. First it says, hey, I hope this message finds you well. My name is Jim, and I'm eager to join the Infosys as a developer. With a year of experience as an intern at a gaming startup, I have honed my full stack development skills and contributed to building the gaming applications. I am passionate about learning, conducting the training sessions, and have a strong empathy, making me a valuable team player. My mentor describes me as an excellent resource with enthusiasm and a learning mindset. I would love the opportunity to discuss how I can strengthen your tech team. See, so connected it is. So here this mail says that, okay, you have gone through the job description, you understood the criteria. Okay, you are saying very clearly what is your skill set. You're saying that what are the applications you created it, and on top of that you're also saying that somebody who has given you a great feedback, and all of them you adjusted just in 100 words. Why? Because your head of engineering will not have 2 hours or 3 hours of time for you to read every content of it. Just within 100 words you explained about who you are. Where did you invest your time? See, the output is very simple, but where did you invest your time totally? The investment of the time for me has gone in my prompt here. Here is where my time has been invested. I kept it very clear. I did not assume anything that, okay, this would have been known by my co-pilot. Right? It's simple, as I said you, right? For your intern, you cannot say that, hey, my intern would have known already this thing, so he will do. But ultimately, that's not the scenario. Whosoever it may be your intern, okay, so you have to make it very clear to them. See, I made it very clear in this case. I said that, see, act like an experienced counselor, okay, who have given jobs to so and so people. Okay, please write me a message like where you can help me to get a job. And then I'm saying this is my requirement. Write a LinkedIn message to the head of engineering at Infosys. Jim is asking for a chance, my name. You can say Prashant, or you can say whatever your name is, for a chance of interview for a developer role at Infosys under 100 words. Because as you know, under 100 words is because our head of engineerings are never going to have that much amount of time for you to go through the entire mail, whatever you have written. Then again, I'm saying here very clearly about my skill set. I want to write it very clear. What are my skill set? First, you have to go through job description. Say that, hey, I know that you're looking for this, and I believe that I'm a good fit for it. Okay, and you can share your experiences, saying that I also have the relevant experience. Like I have a great passion for learning, and I really do some great trainings with regards to that in my college or in my university. I have a very good empathy. And I can also mention that if you have done any projects or internships, you can highlight that. And you can say that you learned full stack development as an intern and helped in building the gaming applications. Okay, and then you say that any faculty has given you some good feedback for your project, or if you have worked as an intern, any industrialists who have given you a very good feedback, you can incorporate that here. And then try to drop a mail. You can ask to Copilot to create a mail, and it is created, see, so connected and so relevant. Now you're not satisfied with it. For an example, okay, if you're not satisfied with it, then you say, give me the best version. So otherwise you can say here, give me the best version. If you're not happy, if you're happy, great. No need of anything else. I said you, right? But one prompt, you will get 90%, most of the 90% of the times you'll get the relevant output. But sometimes if you're not able to get it, then that may be the scenario. But you say, give me the best version. Let's see what the best version is here, what it is going to give us. Okay, see, in the best version, it very clearly says us that what it is. Hey, I hope this message finds you well. My name is Jim, and I'm excited to express my interest in the developer role at Infosys. With a year of experience as an intern at a gaming startup, I have developed my strong full stack development skills and contributed to building innovative gaming applications. My passion for learning and conducting the training sessions, combined with my empathy, makes me a valuable team player. My mentor describes me as an excellent resource with enthusiasm and a learning mindset. So I would love the opportunity to discuss how I can strengthen your tech team. See, to write this type of a mail, you need a lot of time, right? See how you can impress your respective, the companies or the organizations. Let me say in your universities, you may have your what do we call this? Like training and placement cells, right? So you have the training and placement cells where you interact with the organizations to ask them to come to your universities or colleges. It will be very helpful to write a prompt there. Let me say your students are not getting placed and they want to write some mails to some of the organizations like TCS, Infosys, Capgemini, Microsoft, Google, Apple, Uber. So for all of them, this is a standard prompt. Okay, only thing which is going to change here is, like, if you see here, the only thing which is going to change here is like just the company name, to whom you are addressing, your name, that's it. And then what is your skill set? Remaining all will remain the same, and whatever the feedback you got it. Just you'll change here and there little bit based on your personal interest, and then it will give you the relevant output. Take that output, drop a mail and wait for the response. It's as simple as that. You don't need to sit for a day, 24 hours, 48 hours just to create a mail. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. You don't need to waste the time there. Your Copilot is there for you to help you out. Go ahead, just write a prompt, get the mail, drop it to the relevant parties who have been involved in it. So that's the high level clarity. You all have to maintain it. Okay. So I'm giving 1 minute of time. Have a look into the prompt here. Okay. And then if you wish, you can also write it on your own and you can create a prompt. Okay. Just complete it. I'll give you 2 minutes of time for all of you. Take this prompt into consideration. Okay. Write it in your own way, however you want it, and see the relevant output which is getting generated using the Copilot, so that you can always get an idea of how it can be written appropriately. Please complete and let me know. Then I will explain to you what can be another prompt which we can write. Okay, I will explain you another different style of the prompt. This is one prompt, right? Next one, we will see that how we can write a different type of a prompt. Okay, please complete and let me know so that I'll explain the next type of a prompt which can be helpful for all of you. See, this is very helpful for your teaching and education, because you will always communicate a lot of times with mails only. It will be very, very helpful, this prompt. So that is the reason I thought of bringing this prompt for all of you, where you have a standard template. Here and there, you'll change your experiences, and to organization, your name, and then accordingly, you will write your feedback, whatever you received. The first one, you leave it like that. Okay, the first one, whatever is there, right? This is a standard one. You can ignore it. Let it be same. You're an experienced counselor who has helped people to get the jobs, so that your co-pilot will work on the same way. If you want, you can change the companies here, but otherwise you can keep the first prompt as it is. Starting from second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth paragraph, you can change whatever you want. So go ahead and then try to make sure that you can be able to use it. No, it's not superior. Okay. I would say, okay, in terms of meta AI, right? Yeah. Copilot is always superior because it has a very good amount of data which it is being trained with, Rahman. Okay, it is being trained with a lots of data when compared to meta AI. When it is being trained with a huge amount of data, right, it will have a very good advantage in the market. So when you're trained with a lot of data, so imagine the one who is experienced with a lot of different technologies will be preferred first than the one who doesn't have any experience towards the diversified technologies. So Copilot has a superiority there where it has been trained with a large amount of data when compared to meta AI. That is where the superiority is being present. Okay. Yeah, just put like what do we call this is shift tab, shift. Okay, let me do one thing. I am, and then you do shift enter. Okay, shift enter should work. Shruti, shift and enter. Okay, you have to say shift and enter, and then it will go to the next line. The moment you will click on enter, right, it will take away the result. Whatever half written you have written done, right, when you click on enter, it will take away the output. Say shift enter. Whenever you say enter, click on the shift button also, so that it will go to the next line automatically. Okay. So please complete it. In the next 1 minute, I will explain to you the next type of a prompt, which will be helpful for all of you. So remember one thing, today, all prompting practicals only. Tomorrow also, we will have prompting practicals only. All the demo activities. Because on the day one, it was being said, right, that you all are expecting the things to do practically. So today we are doing it practically with the help of the prompts. Leverage it to the maximum extent. This chance will again and again never come. And if you are not good in prompts, and if you are not good in getting the results, slowly, gradually, our skill set will fade away. And then again, you have to pay and learn. Instead, better if you learn right now, get a proper skill set, understand how to write the templates. It will be very, very helpful for all of you. Okay. So these are the very important things, which is because more than attendance, concept is important. If you know the concept, that will stay forever. Attendance are only for 5 days. Concepts are for permanent. Okay, make sure that you go ahead, learn these concepts to the maximum extent, complete this part, and then try to get the best out of it. Okay, so please complete and do let me know. Yes, correct. So please complete and do let me know. I've given you a template right now. So you can do this, and then we'll take you to the next prompt where you all can be able to understand how you can write the another type of a prompt. Okay, complete and let me know everyone. Okay, so now I'm going with the next prompt. See, the next prompt is, now if you see, I have written the prompt how? In the paragraphs, right? Here, this is my first paragraph I have written, then my second paragraph, then the third paragraph, and then finally the fourth paragraph. I have written in multiple paragraphs over here, right? So now what I'm going to do here in this case is, okay, so now if you observe here, I will write another prompt. Okay, see, I want to host a party. Imagine I want to host a party for my kid's birthday. Okay, I want to go ahead host a party for my kid's birthday. So what I want to do right now here is I want to go ahead and invite a lot of people. So what I will do, so this is another type of a prompt, okay? So you can understand different prompts, okay? I can say here instructions. Okay, you have here the instructions. In the instructions, you can say, write me a invitation. Okay, write me a invitation party. What else? Invitation for a party. Okay, so you can say something like this. Like instructions is write me an invitation for a party. I'm saying to Copilot, and then I'm gonna say here persona. Persona means like who all should be coming in. So I'll say friends in the age group of 7 to 10. Okay, because it's for my kid, right? So I'll say friends in the age group of 7 to 10. So this is the people who are going to be involved. Okay, then I have here CTA. CTA means you can confirm RSVP. You can just confirm that whether you are going to come or not. And then the tone should be little humor, okay? So that they should feel happy. Humor and quickie. The tone is like little bit very friendly, not very harsh or very professional, because these are again small kids, okay? Length, I want 100, 200 words. So you can write the prompt like this also. Like instead of writing paragraphs, instead of writing something 2 paragraphs and all, so you can just say, hey, these are my instructions. Okay, I want you to write an invitation for a party. And I want you to say that, hey, persona here in this case is friends in the age group of 7 to 10. Okay, and then CTA means respond whether you are coming or not. Tone should be very humor, like and quickie, so that children can enjoy it. Length should be under 200 words. I don't want a very big paragraphs of invitation. I don't want it. Okay, let's go and click on enter. Let me see what my Copilot is going to do now. Okay, so let's see. It's creating some new content for me to have a look into. So right now, if you see here, right? See, you're saying, hey, you are invited to Ultimate Fun Fest. See, so nicely it says, you're invited to the Ultimate Fun Fest. Hey there, superstars, to all the kids. Guess what? It's time to put on your party hats and dancing shoes because you're invited to the coolest party of the year. When? Time? Where? And then it says, hey, we will have the games gala from treasure hunt to musical chairs, yummy treats, cupcakes, pizzas, and more. Show off your best dance moves. And guess what? There might even be a surprise guest. Okay, don't miss out the fun. It says, don't miss out the fun. Bring your energy, your laughter, and your best party spirit. It's going to be a blast, and we can't wait to see you there. So RSVP now to let us know you are coming. Tell your parents to call or text my mom or dad at the so and so phone number because they're kids. See you there, party animals. Your friend's name. I mean, see, so I mean, to write something like this, you will take a lot of time because see the tone here is very humor. The tone what you're trying to take here, right? It is too humor and quickie because you're saying that humor means what? It should be little funny. It should be little nice. It should be little good enough so that people can be able to go ahead and can feel very unique in whatever way you are inviting. It should be very unique in the way how you are inviting so that they'll be happy and they'll try to understand whatever you are trying to convey over here. So overall, if you see in this case, see, so nicely it has drafted the mail and you can be able to send this. That is one of the biggest advantage which you can be able to see over here. Okay, now I'll say, okay, now I'm going to say, great, I'm happy with it. Okay, you can say, great, I'm really happy. But say me one thing, I am now preparing for the party. Okay, now I'm the host of the party. So I'm preparing for the party. So say, can you tell me the checklist, yesterday's part, okay? So can you tell me the checklist of things to keep it in mind? Okay, can you tell me the checklist of things to keep it in mind so that the party, okay, so that the party experience for my guest, for the guests is great. Okay, so now I'm saying, okay, I have sent the invite, which is great. I have been able to go send the invite, which is very nice, where people will feel very happy and they will try to get to know. But the thing is, I want to go ahead and understand, okay, I have written invite in a very great way, but I want to create a checklist where I want to know that what are all the points I have to take care so that my guests who are coming should experience everything in a very great way. So that it will create a checklist. Let me see what are all the points I have to take care of. Okay. See, first you have to send the invitations. It says me send out invitations. Okay, this is done. Then follow up with the guests, whether they have responded or not. Great, I'll do that. Then in terms of decorations, bring all your balloons. Okay, and then your, let me say, no, not balloons, actually here, where it is. Yeah, decorations. Then balloon streams and all, foods and drinks, whatever you said, pizza, cupcakes, juice, soda, and then games and activities, musical chairs, pleasure hunt. Okay, and then it's saying you that any craft station like pottery and all coloring area where people can people can go ahead or kids can go ahead do coloring, play some music. Okay, put some small goodie bags with toys, stickers, and candy. Thank you notes for attending them. Like you are thanking you for all the guests who have attended it. And then providing some welcome guests, organizing activities like food and drink, supervision. After the party, thank all the guests, try to clean up everything, follow up by providing some thanks message to all of them for attending the event. So all these things, if you do, it will, the guests will really feel very happy. It's also giving you a list because I said, hey, I'm really great with whatever you have written. That's very nice. But can you also tell me the checklist of things to keep it in mind so that I can go ahead and help my party experience go in a very great or in a good direction? So you're mentioning those points here. And with these points, you see that here your party checklist is ready and you're able to go ahead and handle all the things without any difficulties. And you can be able to go ahead and can highlight everything appropriately. And these are the points we all have to consider when you want to go ahead and make sure that you're taking up everything in this case, right? It indicates that we are trying to highlight that even we are taking care of how to make our guest experience also great. So we are also taking the checklist and moving further. So first it gave us the party message and now I'm also getting the party checklist. In this way also you can write a prompt whenever you are trying to organize a party and then you're trying to take all the things into consideration. Okay, this is another type of a prompt which you all should actually be able to consider when we move forward. This is like a party prompt. Okay, where you can run the prompt and make sure that you're inviting the relevant party persons who can be able to go ahead and can handle the things appropriately without any difficulties or challenges. Okay, so this is another example which I just want to make sure that you all are aware of. Okay, so party checklist and then how the party message can be communicated. Okay, so this is something which you can be able to go ahead and can highlight it. Yeah, you can write any prompt, definitely, even for the government or maybe definitely like if it can be helpful like that also we can write different types of prompts ultimately and we can see that what are all the different ways we can figure it out. Okay, so now these are the two different prompting techniques I shown you right now. Like one, writing a email to the head of engineering at Infosys, and then I've shown you right now like how you can write a mail for the party invitations and then to create a checklist for the same. This is what we have done right. Okay, I'm exhausted with my limit, 5 out of 5. So I'll go with a new topic again. So here I'll show you how to create an image. Tomorrow we will go with further prompts. Okay. So tomorrow we have one more session, right? There also I'll show you how we can use some more prompts. Like we have again a lot of prompts with regards to research, with regards to education. So tomorrow we will talk more about the prompts with regards to research topic. And we also have some prompting techniques like single shot prompt, okay, zero shot prompting, to like multi-shot prompting. So we will take up all of those things. Okay, and then we will also take like some of the interesting prompts which you will feel very happy. Along with that, we will also take the research-oriented prompts. Apart from that, we will see the last topic for tomorrow. That is, what are the ethical considerations you have to take care? Like when you are using the AI, generative AI, right? What are the ethical aspects you have to consider? Like how you need to use the responsible AI. But before that, I'll show you that how you can create an image. I will say create an image. Okay, so create an image with with Charmina, with full heavy rain, with a full heavy rainy background, and people are moving here and there with with, we can say, with busy market. Okay, I'm saying that, hey, create an image with a Charminar with a full heavy rainy background, and in that people are moving here and there within that busy market. Okay, let's see what it is going to understand and create for us. Okay, it will go ahead. See, it's saying that, hey, I'm trying to create that. Give me a minute. See, it's creating. It's not yet created. Okay. If you see here, you remember I said you on the first day, whenever you're creating images, it will use DALL-E machine. It's using the DALL-E machine over here. Okay, so now it's able to go and create. Awesome. See, let's go with one by one. Okay. There are 4 pictures. For every prompt, it will create 4 pictures. Let's go ahead with the first one. Okay, it's loading. Let's see. See, let's do one thing here. Yeah, this is my very first picture. Okay, if you see here, this is my first picture. Okay, this is the first picture. See, there's a Charminar at the back end, and then people are carrying umbrella, and then they are moving around the busy market, which you can see over here. Okay, this is like editing, whatever you see, right? If you want to do an editing, blur background and all, if you want to do, you can be able to do that in the designer. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, let me refresh this, reload it. Actually, it's taking the designer, which I don't want it. I don't want to design anything explicitly. Creating a rainy Charminar scene. Okay, see here. It was able to go ahead and create me 4 different pictures over here. Okay, so whichever you like it, you can be able to select that and can be able to move ahead with. Say, for an example, I think it looks a little bit realistic for me at least. Okay, so let us see. See here. People are moving here and there. See, there is a bangle shops beside that, and you see that there is a Charminar being created. Okay, so if you wish, you can download it. You can just click on download and the file will be downloaded. Imagine, have you ever thought now to create this as an art? To create this as an art, it would have taken a lot of time for us. But see, so well, just by writing a simple prompt, it was able to go ahead and create me an image in such a realistic way, where if you see at the top, there's a rain occurring, right? And then people are moving here and there in the busy market with their umbrellas opened, and then they're moving and the vehicles are going. See, so clearly it has been able to go ahead and create for us. That's the beauty of the generative AI. Okay, now let me take something else. Let's say a peaceful, okay, let's say create an image. Okay, create an image for the bustling Indian bazaar. Okay, for, let me say, Diwali with vibrant, okay, with vibrant Rangoli. I'm just putting my imagination. I don't know like how this is going to ping up, but I'm just saying that with vibrant Rangoli designs on the ground. And then I want here lanterns hanging. I mean, generally what I see in the Diwali, I'm putting up, okay, lanterns hanging where it hangs from the stalls. Okay. And you can say, and people shopping for traditional, people shopping for traditional sweets, and then the cloths. Okay, let me see what it is going to create it. So I mentioned that create an image for the bustling Indian bazaar for Diwali with a vibrant Rangoli designs on the ground, lanterns hanging from the stalls. What else? And then we said that people shopping for traditional sweets and clothes. Let's see what our AI will be able to understand the Copilot and how it is going to analyze it and then create it for us so that we can see appropriately. Oh man, awesome this is. If you see here, this is crazy. Like if you see, I mean, all the four of them are so nice. Okay. Let's see what it has done. Okay, observe here. See, people are shopping. At the top, you have the lanterns, and then you see the rangolis being on the road. I mean, see, it was able to just go ahead and create the imagination of whatever we discussed. I'll go back again. Okay, and then which one looks little better? Let's go with this, with rangoli, with a proper facing. Okay, if you see here, see in this case, you have rangolis, and then you see like there is a lanterns being kept on the stall. People are shopping. See, so nice it is. Like just your imagination is being able to go ahead and get created here, and you can just click on the download option and you can download everything for you. So nice it is. Okay. So you can click on back and you can download which one suits for you appropriately. That's how I think you can create a lot of different things which can be helpful for you. I can say one more thing is like create an image. Okay, I'll say create an image for a grand ancient, okay, for a grand ancient temple in Tamil Nadu. I'm just putting some random things, okay? So where why Tamil Nadu is because they have some good stone sculptures and all with the stone pillars, okay? And you can have some good towering, okay? So with the towering gopurams and set against blue sky. Let's see what it is going to do. Okay, let's see what this is going to do. I just have written some prompt which I felt that, okay, it should look like, or I have just imagined it and I'm writing it. Maybe you can also write your own prompts and can create your image. Just say create an image and it will help you. It will help the Copilot understand that you want to create an image especially. So now see, oh my, so great it is. Okay, if you see here, in this case, okay, DALL-E has improved its lot of graphical skill set. See here how well they were able to plan it, how well it is being created. If you observe, this you'll never find it. This is what is a generative AI. It will go and it will analyze and will create something totally new for you. See, with a proper background of this sky, it was able to go ahead and create an image for you. Have we ever thought that like these type of images can be created just with one single prompt? No, as far as I know. But see here, it's able to go and create so wonderfully. Okay, just with one prompt and within less than a second, it is able to go and create for us. Okay, you can go through all the four pictures. Which one you like it, you can download it. See here. So nicely, it is able to showcase us whatever we were being able to ask. Okay, and one last prompt for the image so that you all can understand. So let me say, what else? Create a image for what we can do. Okay, for peaceful water, no, for a peaceful Kerala is better. Okay, so for the peaceful Kerala backwater in LP we have, right? Backwater scene at sunset. Okay, where you can say, because there are houseboats, right, which will be floating in the Alpi along the river, we can say, and it is being surrounded by lush palm trees. What else? And tranquil waters. Okay, let's see what it is going to do for us. So I said to create an image for the peaceful Kerala backwater scenes, and it should go ahead and create me those scenes and let me know that how it is going to look like. Let's imagine this is the last prompt. People asked me right yesterday how to create an image. So I just created some 5 to 6 prompts to show you that how you can create some images. Awesome. See here. Okay, these are the different prompts which are available. Let me go with this first one. Okay, anyone from Kerala, you can correlate it in a much better way. See here, you see that, right? There is a floating houseboats moving on the Alleppey tranquil waters. And then you see that there is a lush big palm trees being present. Okay, so this is a peaceful place in Kerala where it was able to go ahead and create an image for us by with the prompt, whatever which is been written over here. This is how you can create each and every image by writing a great prompt so that it can help you to go ahead and create the images appropriately. Okay, so like this, 4 images are being created. You can select any image and you can have a look. See, it also went into very granular detail. See here, so green it is. And here it is very green. See, the grasses are very green. The banana trees are very green. See how precise it was able to go and capture the information. Okay, so this is really marvelous. You just need to know what is that is needed for you. Write it down in the form of saying create an image. And you know, the beauty of this is all of this is great. You're getting images, you're trying to read all of them. Excellent. But one thing I'll say you, okay, one very, very important thing to be considered here is this is what we actually call it as for free of cost. For free of cost, you see such a wonderful images you are able to create it. It's not even asking you single penny. It's not even asking you single rupee to pay for it. You just go, write a prompt, create an image, and you can utilize it. Download it, and wherever you want, you can adopt it. Okay? That is the reason we are preferring Copilot when you compare with your ChatGPT and Gemini, even though they are available. This is the reason only we have preferred Copilot so that you can get everything for free itself. Rather than again, for creating images in ChatGPT, you have to pay $22 per month to get an advanced version. But in Copilot, you don't need that. That is a significant advantage which you all should be able to consider overall. Okay, and one more thing, you cannot create any person images. Person means like famous personalities, like Prime Minister of India, President of India, finance ministers. Those type of restrictions are imposed here. Okay, because you know, right, AI can also harm. So we don't want any such type of things to actually occur. So when you do those type of things, your Copilot will not allow you to proceed further. Okay, so never ever try to do any such type of things. That is very important thing which we should be able to consider overall. Okay, so these are the points we all have to consider. Yeah. With this, I wrap up the session for today. So today we completed entire prompting techniques. What are the different types of prompts available for us? We completed all of them specifically. And then we were able to go ahead and complete the different types of prompts. We have written 2 prompts effectively to understand the party prompt, and then writing a letter to the head of engineering at Infosys. And then we were able to go ahead and create multiple images using the image prompts. And tomorrow I'm going to explain to you the research prompts and some interesting prompts. Okay, as a movie critic, how you can write a prompt. As an interviewer, what are the questions you need to ask? Okay, and then as a teacher, how you can conduct the quizzes using the prompts. All of these things I'll explain tomorrow. Okay, hope you all have thoroughly enjoyed it. Make sure that you keep on practicing, keep on revising so that it will be helpful for all of you to proceed further in an effective way. Okay, so with this, I wrap up my session for today. Yeah, legal compliances and all we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, there are some like ethical aspects of it, Professor Vivekananda. So we'll discuss about those things tomorrow when I talk about the responsible AI. Okay, but for the time being, the legality aspect is only for the individuals, like famous personalities who are there, right? Their things cannot be revealed is what legal implication which they have currently. Okay, no, they are not erased. As I said, right? These are all uniquely created images, Shruti. Okay, so they are not placed, so you will never be able to see them anywhere. That's the clarity we all have to understand it. Okay. Awesome. So I see some good images being created by Professor Vivekananda. Great job. Good. Keep it up, sir. Hope remaining people also were able to do all the things effectively. Okay, so these are the things which I just wanted. Okay, these are the things which I just wanted for all of you to go ahead, and then you can be able to move ahead with it. No, you see, what happens is right now, Mr. Srinivas, plagiarism detection in ChatGPT, it will not be detected. But for that, you have something called as the zero GPT. Okay, so zero GPT is something, a tool where you will be able to see that in zero GPT it will be detected, but in other tools it will not be detected, Mr. Srinivas. Okay, because it will always generate the unique content. It architectural diagrams for research papers using no. As of now, Sirisha doesn't have that much capability. Only whatever images we created, it has that capability only. Okay, you cannot be able to create exclusively something here. I mean, especially the architectures. It doesn't have that much capability as of now, but in future, you will see that even architectures also you can do it. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Vivekananda. Thanks, Priyanka. Thanks, everyone, for the wonderful feedback. Okay, so tomorrow, please make sure that you join. Will be the last session, and we'll try to take up other prompts like research oriented and other things so that we can use it very effectively. Okay. Thank you once again, everyone, for your active participation. Keep learning like this. And tomorrow we will cover up the remaining prompts, and then we will move towards the ethical aspects of AI, and then we will wrap up overall. Okay. So thank you once again, everyone. And I'm just passing it over to the XLR team. So you can please take it from now on. And thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, dear faculty members, I'm sharing the attendance link. Please mark your attendance if you missed out. And any more questions, you can ask me in the chat box. So, somebody is asking day 2 and day 3 attendance. Sorry, we can't able to provide it. Make sure today and tomorrow you mark your attendance, okay? Sorry, Ashwini, we can't able to share that one. And do you have any LMS issues? If you have, just drop an email to edl@excelor.com. Okay, my team will connect with you and they will resolve your queries. Yeah, if you don't have any queries, you can leave the session. Is there any test tomorrow? No, we don't have any test. Ma'am, how to give attendance? Oh, Priyanka, you just open that link there. It will ask some details of yours. So just fill it. That means you marked your attendance. Okay. Yes. So yeah, I hope there is no more questions. So we'll wind it up for the day. Yeah, Ashwini, yesterday's feedback link we can't able to share. So yeah, today's you have to mark it. That's it. How long I can access these recording sessions? For lifetime. If you have a LMS access for one time, it will last for life. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining. We'll meet on tomorrow. Yeah, up to then, take care. Bye bye.